You may be thinking about leaving the company you have worked for some time. If such is the case, do not make rash decisions. Give yourself some time to reflect on whether or not you are truly ready to quit. In this video, I will be discussing what is the Great Resignation, where the Great Resignations are happening and things the organizations can do to mitigate the Great Resignation. It is never an easy choice to leave a career. It is often the most challenging thing you will ever have to do in your whole life. To quit your work, there are many factors to consider. While some individuals are just bored with their jobs, others are dissatisfied with their income or employment conditions. Even if you have decided to stop for any reason, it is crucial to take your time and consider all of your decisions. Before quitting your employment, consider the following. Do I like what I do? Is my current situation making me happy? What about my coworkers? Is it easy to discover a new job? Asking yourself these questions can help you determine whether quitting is the right decision for you. Making adjustments to the way you work may be an option if you are unhappy in your current position. You may, for example, ask for a raise if you are dissatisfied with your current compensation. Change your jobs and responsibilities to fit your abilities and interests better. Looking for a new position inside your organization or sector is another alternative. This may help you maintain your resume and contact information up to date in the short term. In the long run, though, this tactic may assist you in developing an extensive professional network. Finally, if none of the suggestions appear to be a suitable match, you may want to rethink your search for new employment. In the next part, I will answer the question, who is driving the Great Resignation? The findings of a study of 11 million worldwide employee records shed light on the most common reasons why people leave their jobs. Resignations have been on the rise in the United States and throughout the globe over the last several months. What can companies do to counteract the Great Resignation, as dubbed? More than 10 people resigned from their positions in July 2021, according to an in-depth investigation by an organization. At the end of July, there were a record-breaking 11 million unfilled positions in the United States, the highest number since records began. With so many employees quitting, how can firms keep their workforce? Understanding the underlying causes of these astonishing numbers is the first step toward addressing them. More than 10 million employee data from over 5,000 firms were analyzed in detail to determine precisely who has been pushing this current trend. Continue watching the next part to know which industries have the highest resignations and why the Great Resignation is very high in the United States. Job quitting is highest in the tech and healthcare industries. Companies in various sectors have drastically varied turnover rates, which we found to be rather striking. Even while resignations in industries like manufacturing and banking were down marginally, 4% more healthcare workers left their employment than the previous year, and resignations in technology were up by 5%. There was a correlation between increasing workloads and burnout among workers who worked in industries that saw a significant rise in demand due to the pandemic, which may have contributed to greater rates of resignation. Why are so many Americans quitting their jobs? Lately, employees have begun spewing profanity at their managers. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics reported this week that 5 million Americans, or 3% of the total workforce, had left their employment in August. Record-breaking month, they are piggybacking on the prior record months. The Great Resignation is a true phenomenon that can be witnessed in almost all businesses. It is usual to witness a spike in resignations when the employment market is tight and several available opportunities are available. It is unlike anything we have seen in the past, however. Analysts and surveyors are still looking at what is happening. Is it possible that significant government benefits are enticing individuals to quit? Possibly, although some evidence shows otherwise. Are people hoping for a wage increase after decades of pay stagnation? Families are under tremendous stress due to the closure of schools, companies that have shut down and reopened, people who have relocated, and those who are afraid of contracting the virus in face-to-face situations. However, the historic resignation spike appears to be about more than this. A new working paper by Ulrich Naumandier of UC Berkeley claims that the Great Resignation is rooted in something fundamental. The epidemic and the growth of remote employment have had a profound impact on our lives and the world around us. The concept that our experiences influence our decisions is not particularly new. A growing number of researchers, including Naumandier, believe that the rise in resigning during the epidemic may be traced to a period of introspection. Texas A&M psychologist Anthony Klotz invented the phrase Great Resignation. He attributed it to pandemic epiphanies that spurred many individuals to leave their employment for new opportunities. As Malmendier puts it, experience effects have been surprisingly understudied in economics, which tends to concentrate more on the cold, tangible incentives that drive human behavior. Malmendier has been attempting to remedy this situation. Watch the next section to know what can businesses do after the Great Resignation to regain and how to preserve their employees' loyalty. 1. Identify the root causes. To solve your employee retention issue, you must do a thorough data analysis once you have determined the breadth of your problem. Do you have any ideas on what is causing these greater resignation rates? When looking at salary, the time between promotions, the magnitude of raises given to employees during their tenure, their performance, and their training opportunities, you might uncover patterns and blind spots in your business. Segmenting workers by categories like geography, function, and other demographics may aid in understanding how career experience and retention rates vary across diverse employee groups. 2. Develop tailored retention programs. Once you have figured out what is causing your company's high employee turnover, you can start developing tailored programs to address the particular problems you are seeing. People of color tend to leave organizations at a greater rate than their white peers. For example, therefore, a DEI strategy could be necessary. You may want to reassess your advancement procedures if you notice that high resignation rates are linked to a long gap between promotions. A lack of adequate data infrastructure might be restricting your capacity to make data-driven choices. Thus, it is essential to consider this process. Before launching a focused campaign, you may need to engage in an orderly, user-friendly system for recording and evaluating the indicators that will guide your retention efforts. Doing these two simple steps can alleviate the momentum of people's resignation in your organization at the minimum. In the long term, this approach can help organizations retain top employees and, at the same time, give them enough motivation to give their best every day. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.